Good evening, everyone. Just a quick thank you to Professor Lawrence. Thank you to everyone who's here. As we begin to reflect on questions about the future of American democracy, especially with this being an election year, it is vital to reflect on the foundations of that democracy we seek to preserve. Many who do often view the Constitution as a flawed and outdated document that is not representative of the America of today. However, when I reflect on the U.S. Constitution, I only see a document that has stood the test of time and one which was so far ahead of its time that it has allowed for American democracy to thrive, grow, and expand. Provisions for change within the Constitution itself were laid out at the nation's founding and provided future leaders with the ability to enhance the document and shape the U.S. to fit the current era. In addition, the rights we enjoy are written directly into the Constitution itself, and many of our core freedoms have been in place since the founding. This document was future-proofed from the start and has, in my view, aged gracefully up to the present day. While the country itself is by no means perfect, the building blocks for greatness are laid out in the Constitution. The codification of fundamental rights and the promise of freedom and equality for all are principles that are appreciated by all citizens. Coming from a Greek immigrant family with grandparents who came to the Americas in the late 50s and to the U.S. in 1974, the proverbial American dream ran deep in the hearts of my family and the soul of their work. In their views, the Constitution means freedom to achieve and to become more than the poor olive farming and sheep herding background they came from. The future-proofing of the Constitution allowed for the promise of a future and the excitement of families like mine to make it in a foreign land with pocket change and a dream. While my grandparents are and were legal residents, they have not become citizens and thus do not vote or engage in political activity. Still, their appreciation for the Constitution runs deep and their enjoyment of the rights promised to them by it has never faltered, much to my own admiration. With the 2024 presidential election fast approaching, appreciating and preserving the principles and core facets of our Constitution is more important than seemingly ever before. Both political parties are feuding over what they both see as the other violating and harming the Constitution, and putting the future of American democracy at stake. This seems like a tumultuous period that many believe will change the future of America forever, regardless of the election's outcome, as either side believes their lives will be fundamentally changed following Election Day. However, I am certain that the Constitution, the preserver of rights, freedoms, and fundamental systems of government, is up to the task of preserving the democracy we value deeply as Americans. Historically, the Constitution has been brought to task when the country becomes divided, though the country has always endured and been shaped for the better because of our constitutional principles. This country has pressed on through civil war, evolved itself positively through decades-long civil rights movements, and pushed past less than satisfactory leadership. And much of that can be attributed to the core principles of the Constitution. To that previous point, while the Constitution is known positively as a framing document for our government, it has come into issue with the American populace at several instances. However, it is also a document of ideas, that is, core principles that shape the unique American train of thought as it pertains to democracy and the rights that we deem fundamental. Our discourse is healthy, change is good, and discussing the flaws and changes we see or wish to see in the Constitution is key to building better upon its core. It has worked before as change has been enacted, rights have expanded, and the essential freedom originally envisioned has come closer to being realized. Though I do think that as we engage intellectually with our governing document, we should also acknowledge how gracefully it has aged. To be able to even speak on its flaws is a testament to the strength of its language, as we have the freedom to do so enshrined within it. It's easy to feel gloomy in the current political climate, but I believe that we can find solace with the knowledge that this country has always endured, and that the core foundation within our Constitution has only gotten stronger with time. This idea will keep the spirit of American democracy alive, regardless of who takes office in November, and the measures put in place all the way back at our founding will ensure that this nation endures and continues towards progress positively and productively. Thank you.